The world is fast approaching Revelation chapter 13. Within Revelation chapter 13, the world will experience a time like no other. The world will be ruled by one beast, the beast of the sea, and worship will be directed towards the beast of the sea by the second beast, the beast of the earth. The beast of the sea is the Antichrist. The beast of the earth is the false prophet. Revelation chapter 13, verse 11 through 17. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake like a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. 5 times in Revelation chapter 13, the word, quote, all is used. And many wonder how the writer knew that the Antichrist would have such a far-reaching effect across all the world. You need to understand that the book of Revelation was likely written between 90 and 95 AD, and some of the things spoken of in the book of Revelation would seem inconceivable to the people at that time, and even to people 200 years ago. But in our world today, the coming authority and power and rule of the Antichrist is very much visible. In 95 AD, the world wasn't as interconnected and intertwined like we are today. One event somewhere in the world can have ripple effects literally on the other side of the globe. Even our financial markets are interconnected. Take, for instance, the collapse of Lehman Brothers in 2008 that triggered a financial crisis worldwide. With the advancement of technology, the world has increasingly become a smaller and smaller place. The rule of the Antichrist is clearly depicted as a complete global rule. The truth is, society is increasingly becoming more and more interlocked and integrated with each other. And this all aligns well with biblical prophecy. It is now easier to travel, now more than ever. Realistically speaking, you can travel to any part of the world from any part of the world within 48 hours. Communication is another perfect example of this. Right now, as you are listening to this sermon, there are literally thousands and even possibly millions of Christians who will also listen to the same exact message across the world in a different state or a different city or a different country or continent. We take things like this for granted because it is the norm. But in 95 AD, this wouldn't be feasible, let alone even conceivable to the human mind. This is another testament to the fact the Bible is divinely inspired. He causes everyone who buys or sells to take his mark. That is virtually everyone. The reason why I say that it is everyone, because everyone buys their food. Very few people do not buy their food. Very few people are self-sufficient. I don't know about you, but I don't have a farm in my back garden. There is increasingly less and less individual farmers. More and more farmland is being purchased by a select few individuals. I encourage you to search this phrase on YouTube, quote, billionaires buying farmland, and watch 1 or 2 videos, and you will be surprised at the rate in which farmland is being bought up by a select group of individuals. Soon enough, they will own the production of all food in our nation. After watching these videos, I want you to think about Revelation chapter 13 and see where the world is moving. Theorists argue that for Revelation 13 to come into fruition, The beast must be able to monitor individuals at a global scale, and the only way to do so is through technology. Theorists argue that technology will enable Revelation chapter 13 to come into fruition in two ways. One, they believe that the mark of the beast itself will be a piece of technology that will be placed on the forehead or their right hand. Two, they believe in order to enforce that all of humanity receive that mark, technology will be used to track and isolate those who do not have the mark. Firstly, let us look at smart devices. You are probably listening to me on a smart device, whether it may be a smartphone, a smart TV, or laptop. And these devices have incredible amount of information about you, from your banking information to private family photos to private conversations. Now, what really surprises me is how easily someone who knows what they are doing can gain access to these devices. Now imagine what someone with some resources behind them can do. On more than one occasion, my phone asks me to rate and review a store that I have entered, and I always ask myself, how does my phone know I've been in the store if I didn't search the store and I didn't give my details to anyone in the store? It may surprise you, but more new vehicles being produced now have travel log history that tells where you have driven, which monitors and records where you go. For an alarming number of us, facial recognition technology is becoming more and more a part of everyday life. From opening our phones and logging into online banking to having our faces scanned against criminal databases, FRT has grown at an exponential rate. Experts have even predicted that the global facial recognition market will more than double from $3.8 billion US in 2020 to $8.5 billion US in 2025. It will be extremely easy for the Antichrist system to identify, locate, and track those who have not received his mark. The semi-camouflaged cameras can determine not only your age and gender, but your mood, queuing up tailored advertisements within seconds thanks to facial detection technology. More likely than not, there is a camera watching you when you are outside your home. Furthermore, the recent breakthroughs in medical implant chip and RFID technologies have increased interest in the mark of the beast spoken of in Revelation chapter 13. Radio frequency identity, or RFID chips, are tiny computer chips connected to miniature antennas that can be placed on or in physical objects. They are used in a wide variety of applications where, quote, contactless authentication is desired, including toll booths, transit passes, passports, and contactless entry keys. How exactly do they work? A practical example is that imagine going to the grocery store, filling up your cart, and walking right out the door. No longer will you have to wait as someone rings up each item in your cart one at a time. Instead, these RFID tags will communicate with an electronic reader that will detect every item in the cart and ring each up almost instantly. Other examples of technological advancements that is potentially being linked to the mark is neurological links between the human mind and computers. This technology consists of small robotic devices being connected directly into the brain, allowing individuals to control computers with their mind. Although this technology is in its infancy, some look to this as a potential avenue of what is spoken of in Revelation chapter 13. The advancement in technology is proving that a time will come when people will not display any form of minted cash. Our society is gearing towards a cashless economic system, and it's becoming more obvious than ever that we can make financial transactions without the use of raw cash. Although the mark of the beast is not yet in circulation as many people believe, however, we know that the levels of advancement in technology that our world is experiencing is nothing but staircases leading us into such time when the mark will be the only medium of making legal financial transactions in the world. Well, people are entitled to hold their individual opinions on this matter. However, we can find truth in this when we fall back to past records. In the past, huge amounts of money had to be moved from place to place in order to perform any financial transaction. With the advent of ATM machines, people move from traveling with raw cash to traveling with their ATM cards. Currently, we are all aware that digital transactions are the order of the day. With your smartphone, you can link up with your bank account and transfer funds on digital platforms in a matter of seconds. The inception of cashless payments was aimed at eliminating several business risks, such as theft of cash by employees, counterfeit money, robbery of cash, and the stress involved in cash movement and the length of time required to count money and balance accounts. The Bible does not explicitly mention a cashless society. However, a lot of Bible scholars believe that a cashless society is a necessity for Revelation 13 to come into fruition. As long as people are using cash, transactions can be completed in private and cannot be monitored by the Antichrist. But if all currency becomes electronic, then every transaction can be monitored by the Antichrist. Be that as it may, a cashless society is not necessary to fulfill the conditions of Revelation chapter 13. Nevertheless, it is very plausible that a cashless society could be one of the avenues to usher in the control of the Antichrist. The truth is, we don't expressly know. But what we do know is that the mark of the Antichrist is a declaration of worship. It is a permanent sign of allegiance to the Antichrist. Worship is at the central core of the battle between good and evil. Worship is at the very core of it. The issues surrounding the mark of the Antichrist started long before you and I were created. It started long before Adam and Eve. Satan, at his very core, is a usurper. He wanted to usurp the worship God rightly deserves for himself, and the mark of the Antichrist is the point in human history where he will finally get his wish of being worshipped. Short-lived as it may, he will be worshipped by the world with this mark. The issue of idolatry is something God does not play games with. God does not play games when it comes to his worship.